Hello. In this video on our series of how to potentially set up HubSpot as a cleaning company, we're going to dive through what it would look like from a client's perspective, all the way from receiving a referral to essentially making a referral to somebody else. And so what we're going to do is just kind of go through what it would look like from their perspective as best we can. And then in subsequent videos, I'll show you how we're kind of doing some of that on the back end within HubSpot and Zapier. This is likely going to start from someone asking, "Hey, do you have a cleaning company that you'd recommend?" So they'd be asking their friend at, their kid's ball game or whatever it may be, and or they'll shoot them a text and be like, "You know what? I'm sick of cleaning. This house is always a mess, and I just need to find somebody to do it. I know that, so and so, my friend has mentioned that they have a cleaning company that they just started using and have been telling me to go ahead and set it up, and so I'm going to reach out to them." And so that's likely how it's going to work in real life. And so what they're going to do is like, yeah, I enjoy them. They do free estimates on their website, super fast, super easy. Here's the link, or here's a company that I use, and they'll go search it via Google and find it. So that's where we're going to start today, is kind of that hypothetical scenario. And we're going to put them essentially on the website. So I'll minimize this. This is just a demo homepage of our company, our cleaning company, Shine and Smile Eco Clean, where we'll bring the smile, we'll bring the shine. You keep the smile. So basically, the call to action throughout is get a free estimate in 2 minutes. That's pretty much the only button. And so whenever we click on that, we're actually going to do. I'll change up this information. Okay, so we'll do Jane Smith, and then this is the demo email that we'll use. And then essentially they'll put in their address. Um, let's go ahead and keep the square footage at 2025. And then we'll select some add-ons here. We want the fridge and the oven cleaned in addition, and we will submit. So I'm submitting this at 3:01 p.m. And so we'll see um, the address, the email. We'll go over to the inbox and see when that email comes in. Okay, so here we are at 3:03, 2 minutes later or so. We have the email that came through. It's got a name replaced on the first name. Thanks for inviting us to bring some eco-friendly shine to your space. The cleaning estimate is $243. Now, this is a calculated price based on the square footage and the add-ons that are selected. So basically, the call to action here is a response to go ahead and get them to commit to a certain frequency, whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. And then there's a built-in, discount on each clean depending on a certain frequency that they select. So basically, just hit reply and let us know what works best. So we'll reply and say, bi-weekly, please. And thank you. Okay. Send that. Go ahead and the other thing that had occurred that I'll just go ahead and show is there was a second email that came through. This is going to be if they don't like respond type of thing to the frequency quite yet. And so I have it to like a minute or 2 minute delay or something just for demonstration purposes. But in reality, you'd probably do it like a day or two after the estimate is sent. And so basically, that follow up email is quick follow up on your cleaning estimate. We'd love to get your space sparkling. Let us know which frequency works best for you. Then we'll send over a formal quote and booking link right away. So that's the next step, is to take it into a formal quote based on the fact that we selected bi-weekly. So I'll go ahead and put that together real quick and send it over what it would look like from the, so you can see what it looks like from the client's perspective. All right, so in about 5 minutes or so, went ahead and put together the quote and sent it over for, in this case, Jane to review. So here's our email. Your Shine and Smile quote is ready. Jane, another name or place. Thanks again for choosing Shine and Smile Eco Clean. your personalized quote is ready. Just click below to view the full details and book your service. Here's the link. Um, so we'll go ahead and go through that quote signing process. Um, the a very general stab at putting together some sort of a template is here, but that's exactly what you could do within HubSpot, is to put together a quote template that you could then leverage very quickly, have all your terms and conditions, the product information, the fact that it's going to be every 2 weeks. We've got our $15 discount applied for the biweekly cleaning service. That's only applied to the standard clean. Went ahead and left it off of the oven and fridge cleans. And then, yeah, you can put in more information and stuff. Right now, what we're going to do is just have a signature piece here. We're not going to actually collect payments. Technically, you could collect payments all in this quoting process. What we're going to do in this case is go ahead and collect the signature. And then once we do that initial cleaning, we'll send the payment link to kind of set up that recurring subscription and go about it that way. So we'll go through the signature process. Right now, I just have Jane Smith being the one that needs to require signature. You could, if you had multiple, like a spouse on here as well, you can make it to where all parties need to sign or just one of the parties and go about it that way. But go through the signature process here. Basically, you'll click the button, it'll send them a verification email. So, verified to sign your quote. I will verify my identity by basically just clicking the button and then start signing. So go ahead and get started. Click to sign, put in a signature here, insert, and continue. I agree. That's it. So the client will get some confirmation emails with a copy of the quote to download. They could technically copy or download the quote if I didn't click away from it. But yeah, we'll wait for those emails to come through. 315, oh, here we go. Your signed copy of the quote. And then we have it here. And then there is a Dropbox sign audit trail here. So that's how that would look from the client's perspective. And then essentially we're ready to get started with our cleaning. So what you'll see next is a booking link to go ahead and make the booking and continue on in the process. Okay, so we've got a template set up on our end on HubSpot at Shine and Smile. But here's from the client's perspective. We're all set and can't wait to bring some shine and smile sparkle to your home. Just one last step, go ahead and pick your first cleaning date here. Once you book, we'll send over a quick confirmation and everything you need to know before we arrive. So the call to action here is to go ahead and book a meeting. Whenever I just clicked on the link, I got a notification that someone clicked on the link. But what we want to do is go ahead and select, say, Friday, because we want let's do Thursday afternoon, so our home can be clean for the weekend. And then we want to do it in the afternoon, say around 1 o'clock. So then you just put in your information again. We could probably have this to where it would pull over if it recognizes it, but and then there's option to invite guests to this calendar invite. Essentially, you could put it on your work calendar or invite your spouse or something like that. But basically, all they'll do is click confirm, and that's it. So then they should receive a calendar invite. If I come back here, so basically, it's saying that yep, we did book a calendar invite here. So we booked it for Thursday, May 15th at 1 o'clock. So if we hop over to our calendar, we should see it on our calendar here. So go to next week. And there we go. We have our cleaning. What we would do on the back end as well is just kind of do some updating of the address and stuff like that to make sure that we had the appropriate crew scheduled and stuff. But basically, they've made that initial that initial cleaning, and then I've made a video of how to like automatically take the frequency that they select for biweekly or something to that nature and go ahead and set up a recurring calendar invite. I think initially maybe go manual route to go ahead and get it set up to start, just to make sure that you're all good on the cleaning company side. But there's obviously definitely ways to automate this to where it doesn't just book the single cleaning, but it books recurring cleanings as well all at the same time. All right, so the day has come. Well, I'd say that as it gets closer, we have the ability to send reminder emails basically from that calendar link that we have set up in HubSpot. You can set up however many reminder emails that you want. You can do an hour before, a day before, 2 days before. In this, you could do things like add a pre-cleaning checklist and things like that, just to maybe help your cleaners a little bit more. But yeah, what we're going to do is go ahead and do a on the way feature or functionality, basically saying, hey, our cleaning crew is on the way. And then we'll also have a text message whenever we're done cleaning. So I'll get that triggered on the back end and then show you what that looks like from a phone perspective, and then go from there. Okay, so here's a projection of my phone showing that at 3:23 just a minute ago, it's 3:24 now, that the cleaning crew has basically texted and said, hi, we're about 35 minutes away, see you soon. Now whenever they go to basically um, in HubSpot to say that this cleaning is in progress, there's an input that says how many minutes estimated that they want to put in there. It's a free form number, and so they basically type in, say, 35 in this case, and then whenever they click save, it goes ahead and sends the text, and it has that number of whatever they put in there. So it gives the cleaner some flexibility to where it's not always like 15 minutes out or whatnot. Whenever they go ahead and say that they're on their way, they can go ahead and manually type in the number of minutes that it will take for them to get there, and that'll be included in the text message. And I'll just keep it on here um, and go ahead and show you what it would look like for um, the cleaning in progress. So we got the cleaning in progress here, and then let's go ahead and say that the cleaning is done. So I just did that. I don't know, I don't think it'll come through on the same number, but that was done at 3:25, so I'll pause it and wait for that text to come through. Okay, so it came through on the same number. Now we're at 3:26. You deserve a clean home, and now it's waiting for you. Send us any feedback about today's cleaning at feedback@shineandsmile.com. So that's pretty much it. There's the capability to do surveys within HubSpot. I go back and forth personally on surveys and whether to do them or not. I think it is valuable, but by leaving it to where they just click on this, it's an email, you get some pre-form text. You may not get quite as many responses per se, but you get the verbiage that they use and potentially snippets for testimonials and that type of thing. So I lean a little bit more towards free-form surveys than just customer satisfaction surveys and that type of thing. But that's very much up to the owner of the company and that type of thing. So the next thing we want to do is collect payment. So what I've just done on the back end is gone ahead and sent a link to go ahead and receive payment. So your cleaning is complete. Just one last step. So we come over here and basically asking to complete your payment. Go ahead and select that. And then we'll select pay now to go through a demo of what that'll look like. Let's see. Can put anything in the future. 3. There we go. Okay, so the payment has been complete. We'll see that this has the invoice is switched to paid, and they should receive a confirmation, I believe, where you can just download it from here. There we go. So the receipt came through. Have the option to view the invoice from here. I've got a payment ID that they can refer to. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Then in subsequent cleanings, the way that it will work is that it's a subscription, so it automatically bill them. So depending on how you want to operate, like if you want to make sure that the cleaning occurs and then send them the invoice, you can do it that way. But there's also the subscription capability that you can leverage to kind of automate payment collection. So the last thing I believe that we'll do is go ahead and ask for things like a Google review and some other things. So I'll go ahead and send those email templates and we'll take a look at what they would look like from the client perspective. Okay, so I sent 3 emails of their manual right now. Eventually, you could automate them and set up sequences or something like that within HubSpot. But basically, these first 2 emails here at the bottom that are unread are asks for reviews in Google. And so this initial one is to say, hey, this is gonna theoretically be from the cleaner, a cleaner on the cleaning crew that does the cleaning for Jane in this case. And so the idea is like have a little friendly competition going on to see who can get the most reviews on Google. The key is that I need my name in there, that type of thing. So then you can have a link to your Google business profile and go ahead and they could click on it and leave the review there. If they don't leave a review, there would be another nudge at some point, you know, later on down the line and go ahead and say, hey, we still got the competition going on. Leave a review, please, type of thing. So those are email templates that can be set up and eventually automated, but you can keep it manual if you want to go that route to get things ironed out and then automate it in the future. And then this third piece is a potential like upsell type of thing where if they are on a monthly cleaning frequency, then you could potentially use something like this to see if they want to go up to a biweekly or a weekly cleaning frequency. So that's all that this email template is to ask to see if they want to increase the frequency with which they receive cleanings. So that's it from a high level. The subsequent videos in this series will break down exactly how all these things are done on the back end within HubSpot. And so we'll probably break it up into before they become a client, as they're becoming a client in that quoting process, the point of sale type of process, the cleaning process, and then after they become a client will be a separate video. So we'll have kind of 3 videos coming down the line, and then we'll continue on. So appreciate you tuning in. Bye for now.